Hey guys, Mr. Theorist here with another Game of Thrones theory video. Thought I'd do another one because you guys seem to really enjoy the other ones I've done. This one is kind of going to be a theory on how I feel Game of Thrones will end, more along the lines of what each character will be by the end of the series. I won't be involved in all the characters, just the ones I feel are the most important and most popular ones. So we'll just jump straight in, and I hope you guys enjoy this video. I'm going to start with the Starks first. So I'll go to Sansa. I think that Sansa, by the end of Game of Thrones, is going to go one of two ways. Either she's going to just be in the North. I don't think she'll control the North. I'll get to who's going to be in charge of the North later. But I think she'll either live out in the North or, more than likely, going by the way Game of Thrones likes to have its characters, she'll die, probably by Littlefinger's hands. Now I know you're thinking like, why would Littlefinger do that? Well, as we found out in the latest episode, that as much as he likes Sansa a lot, the thing he wants the most is the Iron Throne. He stated he wanted the Iron Throne first, and then afterwards said, with you by my side. So I think that if it ever came down to it, as Sansa would prevent him or be in his way, he would rather kill Sansa and make sure he owns the Iron Throne anyway. We'll go to next, which is Bran. Now, you all kind of know what I think of Bran if you've seen my previous Game of Thrones theory videos. I'll leave a link in the description for you to kind of listen to my whole thing. But I think that what the theory I've done is basically where Bran's going to stay by the end of Game of Thrones. Like, once he reaches that destiny point of his, that'll be where he stays. Arya. Unfortunately, the way I feel Arya's going to be is I don't think there's any other outcome for Arya, but I think she's going to die. I think that during the Great War, she'll be among what my housemate has dubbed the champions of Westeros, which is like a bunch of the main characters we have will be like the main champions in the Great War, and she'll be one of the casualties. I don't think she's going to survive. I think that she would have got most people off her list, if not all of them. But yeah, by the time the Great War comes, Arya's dead. Fortunately, it's just the way I feel things are going to go. Is Arya's just going to die. Next is Stark. It's not quite Stark, but Jon Snow. Jon Snow, I feel, will be in charge of the North. When I get to Daenerys, I'll explain why I think he will own the North. But yeah, I feel that more than likely he'll be in the North. He may die during the Great War, but I think the fact we've already had him die, they probably won't do it again. Might, but I don't think so. I think that he will be in the North ruling it. We'll go next to the Lannisters. First of all, I think Cersei, she ain't going to survive next season. She's dead. Mad Queen Cersei is just going to die. She's going to ramble some Mad King-esque line of any of her enemies that don't listen to her and don't get behind her, she'll just burn, and it will kind of make Jaime flip. Well, not really flip, but sort of like be really saddened by the fact that the one person he truly loved, apart from what's that female knight? The female knight that he kind of fell for, but they more seem to have like an honourable relationship more than anything. But yeah, he'll probably have a really sad moment when he does, but I feel he's going to kill Cersei next season. I'm betting that she's not going to survive the whole season. That yeah, I don't think she's going to do the whole season as Mad Queen. I think maybe by halfway through she's going to die. We'll go to Jaime next. Jaime, after he kills Cersei, he'll change as a character. He'll go back to the Jaime we kind of started to see before he went back to King's Landing, when he was going through his change and was becoming more honourable again, less just wanting Cersei. I think he'll become like that, and he'll be one of the champions of Westeros, but he'll die. Plain and simple, like Arya, Great War happens, Jaime's going to die. Put up a great fight, but he'll die. Tyrion. Tyrion, like Jon Snow, I feel he's going to be owning a certain area of Westeros. More than likely, he's going to own King's Landing. I'll explain why I don't think it's Daenerys when I get to her. But yeah, I do feel that he's going to be in charge of King's Landing and the surrounding areas of King's Landing, apart from the north. Yeah, he probably won't fight during the Great War. He'll be the strategist. He'll be helping Daenerys form plans and Jon Snow form plans, but he'll survive it. We'll go next to the Clegane brothers. I feel that they're going to kill each other. If you've watched my, not my brand theory, but if you've watched my Clegane Bowl theory, you'll know where I think they'll end up. And yeah, they'll probably end up beating each other to death. It won't be one walks away from the other. They'll both kill each other in a grand epic scrap that we'll love to bits. Oh, excuse me. Who got next? Yeah, and the last person really is Littlefinger. He's either going to die by Sansa's hands, or more than likely he'll, as I said when I was talking about Sansa, he'll probably more likely kill Sansa and then die by Arya or Jon Snow's hands. Yeah, but Littlefinger, I don't think he's walking away from this. He's definitely not going to win the Game of Thrones. And from main characters, that pretty much leaves us with Daenerys. Now, the show pretty much has been kind of showing us that Daenerys has been fighting and constantly learning in how to basically, once she gets to Westeros, conquer it and then rule it. But I feel that that's not going to happen. Oh no, I'll go back to Sam, because I forgot about Sam. Sam's quite important actually. Sam will become a maester, but during next season when he's starting to learn everything, he'll learn some very important stuff about the White Walkers. That the White Walkers are actually a natural occurrence during nature when the kingdom of Westeros, and potentially the entire world west of Game of Thrones, becomes too corrupted and people stop believing in magic as much. So it's kind of like magic's way of going, right, things are getting too out of hand, too corrupted, and wiping the slate clean. So the White Walkers are resurrected and they cut through all of the Game of Thrones universe. But that's why Daenerys has her dragons, because her dragons are like the reset button. Like, once the White Walkers have killed a significant amount, dragons come along, burn the White Walkers, slate is clean, end of. Kind of like the way Battlestar Galactica did things, where it was like, it hinted at this idea that things are constant in a cycle, and I think that's what Game of Thrones will eventually hint at, that this is actually almost like a cycle, but Daenerys and Jon Snow and Tyrion are a way of breaking the cycle. Instead of having where King's Landing is corrupted, White Walkers come in, kill everything, dragons kill the White Walkers, everything gets calm, but then humanity and everyone starts to then corrupt the land again. I feel that Daenerys, Jon Snow and Tyrion are the breaking of that cycle. Which brings me back to Daenerys, which is, I think that when she eventually gets to Westeros and they've defeated all the White Walkers, she will not sit on the Iron Throne. That Sam will explain everything to her and to Jon and Tyrion, and they'll decide that, no, we can't keep having this way of somebody sits on an Iron Throne and owns all of Westeros and then tries to pull in and have all the Seven Kingdoms for themselves. It doesn't work. So she'll destroy the Iron Throne, no more of that, and she'll tell Jon Snow and Tyrion that she will head east to Meereen and with Dawn sort of build and maintain the east. She'll leave the Iron Islands to the Ironborn, they will own that. Jon Snow will then go up and basically protect all of the north beyond the wall. All of that will be Jon Snow, and then Tyrion will own all of King's Landing. Because you will find out that I pretty much believe, one theory that's been going around, that Tyrion Lannister is actually Tyrion Targaryen. That the Mad King raped Tyrion's mum, and Tywin knew though, But because he was all about honour, he didn't want his family's honours to be thrown around in the dirt, that his own wife was raped by Rhaegar. Rhaegar? No, the Mad... Rhaegar's... Yeah, not Rhaegar, the Mad King. So he took Tyrion in on his own, but he didn't accept him as a son. That's why he hates Tyrion. It's not because he was a dwarf, but it's actually because Tyrion isn't his son, because he's all about family. If Tyrion was his family, no matter if he's a dwarf or not, he would still have accepted Tyrion in his family. But because he knows Tyrion isn't his, nope, he will not accept him. So yeah, we find out that Tyrion, Jon and Daenerys are all Targaryens, and they are essentially a representation of Azor Ahai. Not that one of them is Azor Ahai, but all of them are a representation of Azor Ahai. And they basically, between them, and obviously given the Ironborn, the Iron Islands, divide the Seven Kingdoms into the 4 segments and stay at peace. And that's how Game of Thrones will end. No Iron Throne, no winning of the Game of Thrones, the breaking of the Game of Thrones. So anyway, that's what I think. I hope you guys have enjoyed this rambling video theory. And as always, leave a comment if you totally disagree and you think, no, Daenerys is going to sit on the throne, Jon Snow is going to sit on the throne, Tyrion's going to screw them all over and he's going to sit on the throne. Or if you totally agree with my theory, awesome. But leave a comment anyway. I'd love to hear what you guys have to say. And as always, if you guys would, subscribe. Until next video, guys, I'll see you later. Bye.